Greg Cote, the Miami Herald columnist, ready to board his plane, kind enough to join us here. Greg, how much blame do you put on the officiating last night for the Pacers evening this series?
You know what? Not much, Dan. It's like Spoelstra likes to say, fundamentally, when you uncomplicate it, it's a game of makes and misses, and the Heat just missed way too much. It's so rare that this team shoots less than 40%, and it's so rare that LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh all shoot below their averages on the same night. So, they just shot poorly. I credit the defense of Indiana much more than I blame the officiating.
And you have adjustments from game to game, and I think Indiana did a pretty good job of adjusting here. Now we go back to Game 5. We go to Miami. What do you expect Miami to do once the series goes back there?
Well, I expect them to try to hit the low post more as they did 2 games ago than they did last night. LeBron was only 1 for 6 in the low post last night. They were just defending him better. And Miami did get to the free throw line a fair amount, which I think was a good sign. But, they'll be lifted by the home crowd. I still feel like the series is in Miami's hands with 2 of the next 3 at home.
LeBron fouling out. You don't see it very often. Why do you think it happened last night?
I think there was a little frustration involved. His shot was off. He wasn't getting the easy shots in the low post, and I think there was a couple of those were frustration fouls. The one that fouled him out with 56 seconds left, I thought was a bad call, and so did LeBron. But at the same time, I don't know that they would have won with him in the game. They just shot poorly. There's not many games where they're going to shoot 39% and beat a good team on the road.
How concerned do you think the Heat are? Should they be with Roy Hibbert?
Very. Hibbert sort of exploits the Heat weakness. The Heat don't have a true center. You can't play Chris Bosh defensively against Roy Hibbert. He just gives up too much weight. It's like watching a point guard try to defend LeBron. It's just not happening. So, when Roy Hibbert is hitting those short little shots, he's very difficult to defend, and he's looked like an all-star in this series, and he's kept the Pacers in it for sure.
Flopping is soft or smart?
First of all, I want to make it clear I am anti-flopping. I want to take that poll and make that pretty clear. In all honesty, I think I sort of agree with what LeBron James said, which is that it's part of the strategy of basketball. I don't think you want to get a reputation as a flopper, but I think on occasion, if you're able to draw a cheap foul by flopping, I think that's part of the win-at-all-costs mentality. It's cheating, but it's sort of creative cheating.
Finish this sentence. If the Heat lose this series.
Calamity and the sky is falling. The Heat are the only team in the NBA that has to win the championship. They can't lose in the semifinals. They can't lose in the finals. They're going to be right back to where they were 2 years ago, with everyone questioning the whole grand plan unless they win a repeat championship. The pressure on this team is unbelievable, and they realize it, and it's literally sort of an all-or-bust situation with Miami.
Dwayne Wade playing through pain. I'm not sure, once again, not scoring 20 points. I think we've gotten, 9 consecutive games now where he hadn't scored at least 20 points. So how much of an issue is this? I said their championship hopes are tied to his knee, and I'm not wavering off that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. If everything else is working great, then they can get by with Dwayne not being himself. If LeBron is scoring 36, or if Udonis Haslem is going 8 for 9, as he did the previous game, if things like that are happening, they can sort of get by. But, last night was a game I thought where they really could have used a vintage Dwayne Wade doing something special in the last couple of minutes, and he just wasn't able to.
We appreciate you joining us. Know you got to catch a flight. Thank you, Greg.
Anytime, Dan.
All right, Greg Cote, columnist for the Miami Herald. Well, it's cliche to say, let's blame it on the officiating. But I think that the Heat put themselves in a position where the officiating did bother them, maybe played a role in the outcome here. if you're going to play the way you did in Game 3, there wasn't an issue there, right? Nobody said anything about the officiating. When it's a tight game and you're on the road, you got to be careful with that. What you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, even if you're LeBron James.